Welcome back to another video, and this is my collective makeup haul video from November and December. Welcome back, and as you have seen from the title and intro, we are doing my very long overdue haul video from the products that I got during November and December. And FYI, there is quite a lot of things here, and I think you should remember when watching this that, again, this is a very ridiculous amount of makeup. Nobody needs this many makeup products, and a lot of this, because this is from 2 months time, there are basically, most of it is my Black Friday purchases and some things that I did end up getting during Christmas. And for example, we do have in this video included the stuff that I got in the Catrice advent calendar, which was the makeup advent calendar I got this year. That was gifted to me by my brother, so I didn't buy that myself, but because it was a 24-day advent calendar, obviously the calendar alone has contributed to quite a lot of the things that are here. There are also just things that weren't on Black Friday sale, but there were still quite a lot of holiday releases I did end up getting, so just be aware that there is going to be a lot in this video. I tried to sort the items out so that they are grouped for some kind of category, so I will be mentioning that when I will be showing the things, but I will try to do this in the order that I got these things. So I will first show some holiday launches that I ended up buying in the beginning of November. Then I'm gonna go through my Black Friday purchases, and then lastly I'm gonna be showing some things that I got during the Christmas time, so mainly the Catrice advent calendar stuff, and then a couple of things that I actually got as Christmas presents from family members. But yeah, let's get to the whole video because there's quite a lot to go through in this one. So let's start with the sort of like holiday things. I will have to emphasize this, that I feel that because we already had holiday stuff starting to launch, like already somewhere around, the first things were announced during, I think, already on August, and then things started launching during September. So I think especially after November there was like very little things that I got that weren't Christmas, Christmas releases or holiday related. There were like some Black Friday purchases, of course, that were not directly, but even within those there were some like holiday launches. So yeah, there's a lot of holiday 2024 in this one. So I ended up getting from P. Louise two things. I ended up getting one of the holiday cracker Christmas gift sets, and then I also got one of the book style palette that they came out with. And also, just for your information, there's also like some things, because it's been like quite a while since I bought some of these stuff, so there are a few things that you might have seen reviewed on my channel but are not included for the reason that I have already used those things up. All those things ended up getting decluttered in my end of the year declutters, because for one reason or another I thought that those things didn't have a place in my collection. So if you see things maybe missing, I'll try to mention some things that I do remember that I got but are no longer in my collection. But regarding the P. Louise Christmas Cracker collection, first one within that sort of gift set, there was the On the Pool eyeshadow palette, and I have a separate review video on my channel from the stuff that I got from the P. Louise holiday, and this was a very nice neutral palette. I actually did end up liking quite a lot because I think P. Louise improved their shimmer quality. There was the lip gloss included in the set, and then there was one of their liquid blushes. So this was in the shade Winter Rose. This was very punchy, so if you buy this shade, because I do believe you might be able to get this now individually, if you buy this is quite pigmented. And then there was a brown eyeliner included in the set. There was also a primer in that one. I have already used up the primer. It was a gripping primer, but that no longer is in my collection because I have used it up. Then I got the Sweet Escape. This was one of the book style palettes. P. Louise seems to be now, I think the theme of this year is going to be that all of their palettes are going to be in this kind of book format. Some of them are purely eyeshadow palettes, but this was actually one that had like multiple products. So we had I do hope you're seeing, because this is a very hard item to display on camera. So there is a highlighter section. Then there was cream bronzers. This perhaps was not the page that I was that excited about, because I am a bit concerned about how long these are gonna last in terms of expiration. Then we had a full layer blushes, and then lastly we had a page of eyeshadows. And there's a mirror, I'm trying not to blind you. So that was what's in the sort of P. Louise's holiday collection. They had some other items, but because P. Louise is one of those brands that they launch a lot during the holidays, obviously I wasn't going to get all of it, and they had quite a lot of merch items also included in the launch. Then the second sort of holiday launch that I got purely because it was like a holiday launch that I usually get every year, so I did end up buying from the Oden side their 2 Christmas palettes. So this is the Silver Real Bliss one. This was the more neutral leaning, and with these ones I think, yeah, these were included in the last collective eyeshadow palette review video that I managed to film last year, so I do have a review for these one, and in the video there's also like demo looks and swatch images. And then within the same order I ended up getting this one. So this was in the Legendary Diverse. This was one of the Judy's lip products. The Legendary Diverse collection, I think it was launched at the beginning of 2024. So it is this kind of a hot pink shade. Also, this has been already included in a collective makeup review video that I filmed. I think it was actually in the beginning of January, so you were able to also watch that and see what were my thoughts about the lip product. Then some very random drugstore individual products. So from most of these are actually Makeup Revolution, but we have some also e.l.f. and then some MUA. So I tried the IRL concealer. This is the concealer I'm still currently wearing. I have almost used this up, there's not much here left anymore. I end up using the IRL foundation. That was actually one of my favorite foundations I tried last year, but I already used the foundation up, so I only have the concealer left. Then from my local drugstore I did get 2 of the Relove sort of, these were technically fall launches, so there was the liquid blush and then the sort of cream matte liquid lipstick included. These have also been reviewed already on my channel. I do think that both of these products are quite okay. They're not like the best of the best, but considering how inexpensive these are, I did actually like these and I like the shades that these were. Then from Makeup Revolution's holiday, so they have the sort of metallic muse holiday theme, and within that collection what ended up sticking still, what sort of survived my declutter was this one. So I think this was called, was it Frosted Iced Berry? So they came out with 2 of these glittery lipsticks. These are not the most pigmented lipsticks, so the dark shade might steer you to the wrong direction, but I actually sort of like the lilac shade that this comes out on my lip. I did also get the eyeshadow palette from Makeup Revolution's holiday launch, but I have also reviewed that already, and that ended up being decluttered after a review because I didn't like the eyeshadow palette, but I did like the lipstick. Then some sort of other than Makeup Revolution products, so I did end up getting 1 more of the MUA, the smaller palette. So this is the Stardust is the name of this one, and I'm gonna show this one closer because it is a smaller. I do have a swatch short on my channel, so if you just want to see swatches of this one, but I haven't reviewed this one yet. This is waiting to be included in my sort of like a makeup rotation, but once I have tried this out, this will be included in a collective eyeshadow palette review video. But at least based on the swatches, this seems to be the better MUA eyeshadow palette quality, because I tried one of their newer bigger palettes that was launched during the fall time, and unfortunately I didn't like the quality. They seem to have like done a worse quality formula to that compared to the good eyeshadow formula that I've tried from them previously, but this seems to have a better formula, at least just based on swatches, but I will be reviewing this at some point. Then I did end up the hype sort of, I did end up going with the hype, so I did buy 2 of these individual e.l.f. eyeshadows. So mine are in the shade Glitter, Finest Flake Glitter Eyeshadow Champagne Shower, and then I have the Pop of Pink. I'm actually gonna open the cap so you can maybe see these a bit better. So again, this is how they are looking. I have tried the pink shade already, and I still haven't tried out the more champagne shade, but I think because these are technically not eyeshadow palettes, I will include this in the eye product section of my collective makeup review video once I have also tried the other shade properly. But let's just say that so far for me these have been a bit of a meh product, but I'm gonna be trying these out a bit more before I make my sort of final conclusion about these ones. These were about €7 a piece, but these have been a product that has been quite hard because e.l.f. is now sold quite widely in our retailers, and you can get these on online stores, but for some reason I haven't been like seeing a lot of these in store. I just randomly saw a couple of these were available in one of our makeup stores, but they weren't like probably in the e.l.f. stands. They were put away into a side table somewhere in the store, and then I spotted them, and then I thought that okay, well, I'm gonna buy them because I hadn't been able to spot them on store, and this was a product I didn't want to order online. But these have been a pretty hard thing to find as at least if you're shopping in real life. So what's next? Then let's go to the Black Friday stuff because there is a few ones to go through. Let's first get the big box that I have over here. Okay, this technically has Black Friday, and then there's some beginning of December stuff that they brought out because Glam Shop actually did bring out one more collection. It was just like in the beginning of, just before the 24th, which is the day that we celebrate Christmas here, and it was like the week before that, and I was thinking that if I'm gonna order the collection, will I be able to get it from Poland? And they just managed to get it to me before the 24th, so yeah. So this is the huge box, and you can see there's quite a lot there. I'm actually gonna see that, make some space for this one because my table is big. It's a bit full. How are we gonna do this? Let's first go to the Zee Violet M and what I got in the first buy when I bought. Yeah, so let's go through first the Black Friday stuff and then the sort of non-Black Friday stuff. So for Black Friday, I was actually waiting for Glam Shop's Black Friday sale because I thought that this collection would be on sale. So I did end up getting the Zee Violet M palette from them, so this was their sort of fall launch. Again, this is a product that is still waiting to be tried in my channel, actually the whole Glam Shop box. I'm probably going to be doing so that I will be including all the Glam Shop stuff in the same 2-week rotation, so then I can actually include those in a one review video. But in the Black Friday discount, I did get this palette. This was something that I eyed immediately when I saw Glam Shop launch, and I do have to say in terms of packaging and overall design, this is probably the best that Glam Shop has done so far. Then in the same launch, I did end up getting one of the highlighters, so this is called Mignot. Where's the name of this one? And Glam Shop has been known for doing pretty icy highlighters. I, for example, didn't get the Zee Violet M collection highlighter because that was an icier one, but this seems to be more of a bit more like pink champagne leaning, and this is also looking to be a bit more of a smoother formula, so that's the reason why I got that one instead. Then I got one of their, I actually ended up getting 2 of their liquid lipstick because I actually bought also one liquid lipstick that was included in the collection. But the liquid lipstick that I did get in the normal collection, what was this called? Okay, the name of this one is in Polish, so I'm not gonna even attempt to pronounce it. But it was this sort of, Glam Shop has a very funny thing that some names they do have in English, and then some of the products only have the Polish names, so it varies a bit depending on the product and are those included in the collection. But I did want to try out the liquid lipstick formula, so I got one of those. Then I got one of their VIP lipsticks. These have been one of those products that I have been wanting to try out, buy from them the longest, but because Glam Shop wasn't doing anything else interesting, and because I have talked before that their shipping prices have gone up quite a lot, you actually have to pay €20 for shipping, which is very expensive considering that the stuff comes from Poland. So that's the reason why a lipstick alone is not a reason for me to order. This was in the shade Vintage Rose. I do have to say that they did upgrade the packaging. I have tried Glam Shop bullet lipsticks before, and previously the packaging was quite cheap feeling, but this new packaging feels much better, and it's a sort of very sort of warm toned rosy shade. And again, they have two variations of this one, so I chose the matte one. They also have this in a more shinier version. Then the cheek products that I got in the cheek products were part of the C Violet M collection. So I did end up getting both the blushes and the contour shade. I'm first gonna show the contour shade because I have some concerns and I had to actually check that did they put the right shade in my order. So I got the shade Chocolate. They had two shades for the contour shades of the C Violet M collection, and this was the lightest one, and I'm gonna actually open the cap. So we might have an issue that this might be too deep for me. I do appreciate Glam Shop from the fact that they do quite cool toned shades, so in terms of undertones, this probably will fit, but considering that this is the fairest one, it might be that this is too deep for me, but we shall see when I get to try these. Apparently the cream products in the C Violet M collection, these are all supposed to be, how should I say, cream to powder formulas. So it's a, I think, newer formula that Glam Shop, I don't think they have done before. And the blushes are called, what was this called? Blush Rose and Blush Floral. So, and these are very difficult to open. So this is the shade, first I'm gonna show this one. So this is the shade Blush Floral. It's more of a, what I would call a deeper berry shade. And then this one is the rose. I think the Blush Rose is pretty. It's a deeper rose. Again, I do think I have to say the online pictures made some of these shades look lighter than they are. So I think especially again this shade, it might prove to be a bit too deep when I end up trying it out. But we shall see. I'm not gonna judge the products before I've actually tried them on my skin, because that can then be, the experience can be then a bit different. So then the second order that I made, so they managed to launch a collection called Creme de la Creme before holiday, and it's a more neutral leaning collection. So first one I'm gonna show the eyeshadow palette. Again, from the eyeshadow palette there is a swatch video shorts on my channel. So this is the palette. I do think this is nice, but the design definitely doesn't feel as good, or as sort of like that so much effort was put into this compared to the fall collection packaging. That's just a side note. It can still be that this is still a very, at least based on the swatches, the eyeshadow palette quality seems to be pretty similar. Something that I do think that is a bit different with this one, so this is obviously again a bit more neutral leaning palette, but also I do think that this has quite of a smooth shimmer formula, which for some people could actually be better, because Glam Shop has been known for putting quite chunky shimmers at times into their palettes, but this one definitely has a very smooth shimmer formula that's almost more of a traditional like metallic shimmer, rather than these super sparkly and shifted indie shimmers that usually indie brands do. But I am quite curious to try this one out. Then two other products. So I think I mentioned this in my makeup news video. Within the Creme de la Creme collection they had liquid blushes, and this is another formula that I wanted to try from Glam Shop, but it wasn't until I had pressed the order button that I realized that yeah, all the liquid blushes in this collection are shimmery. I'm actually gonna again show this maybe close by so you can kind of see see the particles in this one. So, because we all know my relationship with shimmery blushes it's not my sort of preferred blush format, so we shall see how shimmery this ends up being on my cheeks, but that's gonna be an interesting one. And then I did end up getting one of the liquid lipsticks in this one, so this was in the shade Trendy, so it is a more sort of, I think this is what I would call a muted red shade, but we shall have to see how this goes on the lips. So that was the Glam Shop stuff, and then let's go to some other Black Friday. So I did end up making Gloss Gods order, and I think this was only I don't think I actually ordered, I only made 2 orders from Gloss Gods last year, which actually is quite a big of a change, because I think on 2023 there was quite a lot of Gloss Gods launches that I did end up getting, but last year I think they really toned down their launches, and I think one reason why I wasn't buying from them was the reason that they weren't launching that interesting eyeshadow palette, so that's probably the biggest impact why I haven't been buying from the brand. But so, within Gloss Gods, I'm trying to iron the product sort of. So I did end up getting their sort of holiday palette, and actually on Gloss Gods' Black Friday sale, the holiday stuff was also included in the sale. So I ended up getting this Molten Metals palette, and this has been already on my 2-week rotation, but I haven't yet reviewed this on my channel. This is gonna be going to my next eyeshadow palette review video. They have definitely, this is a different formula than what they have had in the eyeshadow palettes before. I will be discussing that more further in my sort of review video, but just if you're thinking about buying this is, especially the shimmer formula, it is a bit different feeling than what they have done with shimmers before. Then within the Christmas collection, they also had lip oils. Sorry. So they had lip oils, and I have discussed that they previously had lip glosses. I don't think the formula of the glosses was very good. Now they brought out and they have discontinued the glosses, but the lip oil, they had 2 shades, this one and a more sort of neutral one. I do think this is a pretty decent lip oil. The lip oils, the lip oil and also the bronzer that you're gonna see after this one, those were included in my collective makeup review video, so from those I actually have already a bit more thoughts put out. But yeah, I'd say this was a very nice lip oil formula to try out. Then I got the On the Cloud 9 bronzer, and unfortunately I wasn't a fan of this one. I don't think this is a particularly good bronzer formula. Again, you can watch a more in-depth review video of this one, but this was on a pretty steep Black Friday discount, and I can kind of understand why it was after I tried this one. Then something that I did get with a gift of purchase, so they did put out one of these loose pigments for me. What I'm actually gonna do is that, because I'm not gonna be showing the pigment like this, because it is literally loose pigment, it's gonna be falling all over to my kitchen table if I do so. But I'm gonna be taking a close-up photo with my phone, and you're gonna be seeing it here. About the loose pigment, again, this is something that I will be included in my collective makeup review video, but it is definitely, if you are wanting to get some of these, it's basically like loose shimmer on the tube, and you're gonna need some tools to make it stick. But I'm haven't been completely hating the loose pigment. I actually did try it out a couple of times during the December, and it was actually, I'm gonna be including the sort of like a video in the review that, or not a video, but a sort of like image where I have actually used it, so you can kind of see what kind of effect it gives. The shade I got was the shade Hoarfrost, was the one, but that I got as free. Then I think we're gonna go through the high-end sort of Black Friday things. I haven't been buying that much from high-end brands during last year, so these are one of the few ones. I ended up getting some mascara, so this is something that I haven't tried out on my channel yet, so I ended up getting the Estee Lauder, this was called, what is this actually called? Turbo Lash Mascara in the shade Black. I'm not gonna open this one yet because I don't want them, because mascaras obviously will expire if you open them, so I'm not gonna be opening this one up. But we had like Estee Lauder products were in a pretty big discount during the Black Friday in our department store, so that is the reason why I thought that I might as well buy a mascara and try a high-end mascara, because I was able to get this at such a good price. Then from YSL, I got 2 of these samples of their mascaras. This is now the second sample that I'm using, so this was the, what was this called? Why are you not saying your name in this? Mascara Volume Effects for False Sills was the name of this one. This I can actually like show because I'm using this currently. This has been because I already managed to use up the other sample size of this one that I got, that I wasn't such a, like, considering that this is a €44 mascara, I'm okay using these up because I did get these as a gifted purchase, but I wouldn't be buying this mascara at its full price because I wasn't that impressed with the effects of it. Then another freebie, they put one of these glosses that are pretty, I think this looks quite pigmented, but this is supposed to be a sort of pH adjusting gloss. I know it looks like a lipstick probably, but these have been their sort of candy, is it candy gloss or something that they call these, but yeah, I'm gonna be trying this out at some point, but because I'm not such a big fan of pH adjusting things generally, I don't think this would be a thing that I will buy full size, but I'm okay to try this out again because I got this for free. And then the thing that I actually end up buying, so this is this is something that I did get as a Black Friday sort of purchase, so this was their sort of holiday clutch. And this one has also been already included in my collective eyeshadow palette review. I'm gonna be showing this one again closer so you can kind of maybe see it. I do think this was pretty decent. Yeah, these are expensive and I'm pretty happy that I did. I wouldn't have bought this at a full price, but because I got a discount of this one, I do think the quality of this one was very beautiful. Is this anything revolutionary in terms of color story? No, but I do think that YSL definitely has a pretty good formula going on, at least based on trying one of these 4 pans. Then a very random product that I actually got when I was in Brussels. So I did ended up traveling to a work trip to Brussels during the beginning of December, and I actually ended up, because they do have a sort of one makeup store chain that sells these more high-end products, and they were actually having like Cyber Monday deals, so I ended up buying like Huda Icy Nudes. The brands that are generally available, like, because I have been now to Brussels quite a few times, the makeup brands that are available there isn't like a lot. You can basically get Kiko Milano, and then you can get some like Primark exclusive makeup brands, because they do have Primark in at least in Brussels, and then they have their sort of like own high-end like a makeup store, but usually the brands you can get from there are like MAC and Dior and Chanel and YSL that are quite this traditional. But Huda Beauty was like the only more like interesting brand that was like available there, so I thought that since I was able to get this with a discount, then why not get it? And this will be again something that has already been on my 2-week rotation. I have my thoughts with this one. I have done my demo looks. I have swatched this. The swatch video is already, of course, again it's a short, so it's live on my channel. But this hasn't been yet reviewed. But you will be in this next eyeshadow palette review video. You will be seeing my thoughts about this one. But something I can already say is that I kind of like this, but this isn't exactly as versatile as considering how many shades are in this one. But yeah, I will be telling more about it. But more about this when I get it, when I will be doing my review. But again, this was something that I actually bought in store. Then let's get to the end part, which is the sort of things that I got during December. So I'm gonna be showing from the Catrice advent calendar now all the things that I kept. So there are also some other than makeup items, because it was makeup and sort of nail product, and then there were some skincare products. There was one item I included in a Christmas gift for my friend, so that is not included. And there were a couple of filler items that I ended up throwing away. So there was a nail sticker, there were some face stickers, and there was a nail file. So obviously I didn't keep those, so those have ended up like exiting my collection quite quickly. So I'm gonna show the nail polishes. So altogether in the calendar there was, I'm gonna be trying to keep these in my hand. So there were altogether 3 ones. Okay, this proved to be 3 ones. I don't do my nails. You have probably seen my nails are not in that good of a condition. I have unfortunately a habit of picking my nails, so that's just how it goes. But if I just like consider the base value of this, that you did get 3 full-size like nail varnishes in the calendar, and if you're someone who especially uses these, I do think like also I kind of like the colors that they chose, especially this one. It doesn't very much like show in the color camera, but this has like pink sparkles in it. So I do think these are like nice shades to include in a holiday advent calendar, and especially if you are someone who does your nails, I do think that you probably were pretty happy with these ones. I have never tried Catrice's nail polish quality in general, so I can't speak too much about it, but I do think that if you just consider getting 3 full-size nail polishes, then that's pretty good. Then the few of the like sort of skincare items that I got. So we had lip, I think this is supposed to be a lip mask included in this one. And then they gave one, this was a hydrating lip mask that was also included in the calendar. This actually has a pretty funny, it has pretty nice the pattern. The pattern is obviously gonna like go away the minute I'm gonna be sticking my finger in this one, but while this, for example, isn't the most exciting of items, this is actually something that I do know I will be using up because I do need my lip balm, especially before I go to sleep. So I will be obviously using this at some point when I have run out of my previous lip balms. Then something that someone could maybe categorize as filler item, but I wasn't actually too mad about this one because I think this suited the calendar. So there was a hair clip included in this one, but I do think that if you're gonna include items like this in the calendar, Catrice did it in a right way, that they only have one in the calendar, and I do actually think this fits because the theme of the calendar was this Great Gatsby 20s theme, golden like thing was the golden era thing was like how they themed the calendar. So I do think that overall this fitted quite well, and I do think this is designed quite well for, especially considering that the calendar wasn't that expensive. So I'm not mad about this one. I actually do think it's a very nice hair clip, and that is why I did end up keeping it. Then now I have my stuff falling out in my table. So then let's go to the makeup things. So the one makeup item I wasn't super happy about that they included one, so they did have a corrector shade. So it's a peachy shade, and on my skin this is actually, I'm currently like wearing most of the makeup calendar stuff because I am going to be filming a review video, I think after this one, from the makeup items in the calendar. So for me this works, but obviously this isn't gonna work for all skin tones. So I really wish next year they won't include complexion products unless they're gonna do, for example, 3 different variations where people can then choose that there's a variation for fair, then one for medium, and then one for deep skin tones. Because while like it doesn't mean that this is necessarily a bad product in terms of quality, but it's just that this isn't gonna be work for everybody. So yeah, that's like probably the biggest minus point I'm gonna give to the calendar, was that don't include complexion products unless you give some kind of choice for people based on their complexion, or unless, like, if they would have then included like basically 3 corrector shades that would have been to different skin tones, then that could have been like, yeah, there would have been still 2 like products that some other people could not use, but at least then technically everyone would have had a suitable shade. But this is obviously not going to suit anyone, so that's something I'm giving minus points for the calendar. Then cheek products, so they had 1 cream to powder blushes, and by the way, a lot of these products don't have shade names. They are just called the concealer, or this one was just called cream to powder blush. This doesn't have a shade name. I do think that if you're gonna include 1 blush, this was the, I think, best one they could like do in terms of execution. So as you can see from the pan, you can build this to be quite of a deep shade, so this is most likely gonna cover multiple like different skin tones. But also, because it's a cream to powder formula, this is like something that's gonna be maybe also that if you're someone like me who has a fair skin, they can also use this, but this was also included in the calendar. Then they had a very shiny highlighter in the calendar, so this kind of golden shade. Then they had something a bit different, because I think advent calendars are notoriously known for putting black eyeliners. Catrice at least tried to do something a bit better. I don't have too many positive things to say about that. These eyeliners, I will be discussing that more in depth in the review video that I will be doing this, but they at least tried including, so these are basically, I think, meant to be duochrome eyeliners. Again, as I said, not maybe in practice, but at least they did something different. So one of these is a more red tone and one of these is more blue tone, so they aren't doing the black that everyone seems to do. Then there was a eyeshadow palette. This is actually the palette that I'm currently wearing. I'm gonna be showing. Again, more in-depth thoughts are gonna be coming out, but I do think in terms of color story this was actually pretty okay for especially something from a drugstore brand. And this is again a palette that was made exclusively to this calendar, and this again doesn't have a specific name. It's just I think Catrice eyeshadow palette. So yeah, as someone who has a big eyeshadow palette collection, I was thinking that, okay, how am I gonna name this to my sort of, I do keep an Excel of my makeup because it helps managing this kind of collection, but I was thinking that how am I gonna name it, because if I have just eyeshadow palette and Catrice, that's not gonna be telling too much about this one. But yeah, this was also there. Then lip products, there were, okay, and now we have things flying. Am I holding this right here? 2 lip liners, 1 a bit more reddish leaning, 1 more neutral leaning. These actually were pretty good choices considering the shades we got. There was a one deep red liquid lipstick, a pretty, I would say, seasonal appropriate shade for this kind of an advent calendar. And then we have two satin lipsticks. I'm gonna be rolling these out so you can see the shades. I will have to say, because you just saw the liquid lipstick, this is clearly on the lips a more berry leaning shade. I will be in the review, full-on review video, I'll be like also putting swatch images of each of these products, but this, even though they look kind of maybe on the camera same with the liquid lipstick, but this is clearly more berry shade. The liquid lipstick, I actually tried it a few days ago, and it's clearly a more of a, almost like a vampire red shade on your lips. Also, this one, neutral lipstick here, it's actually the lipstick I'm currently wearing. But yeah, those were all the things that were in the Catrice calendar. And what else? Then I'm gonna be showing my Christmas present, so things that I didn't have to. Well, obviously, as I said, the calendar was also a gift from my brother. It was my birthday gift. Something that I actually specifically requested from him. Now I'm afraid that there's gonna be stuff falling on my kitchen table. So I usually don't get a lot of makeup for Christmas because I obviously buy most of the makeup that I want, but there are like few things that I usually wish for from my husband and then from my sort of like brother. My brother is actually, I do have to say, he's starting to be quite good at picking things for me for Christmas. What I usually do with my younger brother is that I sort of give him a option of, because I do want some kind of element of surprise, so I usually do so that I give him a choice between 3 to 4 palettes within the budget, because I do know that also he can't be spending too much money on individual gifts because he has also many people, other people who he wants to buy gifts to. But I usually like send options from 3 to 4 palettes that would be nice to get, and then he gets to pick the one. So I do know that I'm then getting a palette that I want, but there's also kind of an element surprise because I don't know which one he will pick. But something that I did actually, this isn't from my husband actually, because my husband, I ended up wishing a perfume from him, so I actually did he got a Boss Woman's perfume from me, but my mother-in-law actually did end up getting one of this one, so this is a Benefit Cheek Trio. I'm actually wearing the, I should remember this, I'm wearing the Hoola bronzer and then the, what is it, Willa. Yeah, the Willa blush currently, so this is actually on my face except for the deeper shade. And then when I said that my brother has been pretty good at picking palettes for me, so he got the Cosmic Brushes Neutrals palette, and this was the neutral palette that I skipped during last year because I was buying so many neutral palettes. However, I do have to say I'm regretting completely now that, well, it's good that I got this as a gift, so I didn't spend my own money to this, and this was clearly a very on point gift considering my makeup preferences that have been during last year. But this is still on my to try out 2-week rotation, but I do have to say, already just making a couple of looks with this one, I'm already thinking that, yeah, why did I wait this long? This palette is awesome. So we can also now say that I did end up getting a Cosmic Brushes palette during last year, because I was saying in one few of the end of the year videos during 2024 that it would be the first year that I didn't buy a single Cosmic Brushes palette. Well, I didn't buy this myself, but I did end up getting now one palette. But I do have to say this has been a joy to try out, and I'm still waiting to get more looks with this one, because I do feel that this is, for me, this is starting to feel that maybe we will have to see that after I have had the full 2 weeks with this one, that will this overthrow the Muse palette, which is my sort of previous ultimate favorite palette from them. But I'm not gonna say yet anything because this is still, I'm still in the middle of trying this one out. But I do have to say my brother and my mother-in-law both were very, very good at picking gifts for me, and it's nice to have such a good people around me. But yeah, that was a long one. Let's get to the outro and my sort of final thoughts about the sort of whole November and December of last year. So we can all say that it was pretty crazy. I mean, of course, I make content out of this kind of things. I enjoy having a huge makeup collection. I do still have a budgeting how I do this, and it is something that I do continuously keep an eye on, because I do want to I obviously have other things to spend my money on. I also want to save money up, so it is important to remember that I luckily have an income that I'm able to also part of it spend on makeup, but also also have savings and stuff. I do think like this like seems to be the theme of the year, that especially in November when there's Black Friday, I didn't actually end up spending my full-on Black Friday budget that I had initially like thought that I will be like spending. So I will be patting my back that I actually did manage to like hold back, because when I got the sort of like, yeah, the Huda Beauty Icy Nude palette was technically a Cyber Monday purchase, but because it was already in the side of December, that didn't go from the like November budget that I had dedicated to Black Friday purchases, and and then I didn't also, because then the rest of the stuff that I got during December, except for the Glam Shop like impromptu collection release that they did just before Christmas, like I didn't end up spending again that much money during stuff during December, because I also of course knew that there were like other gifts I wanted to buy to other people and stuff, so yeah. But I do have to say that most of this stuff I did end up liking them. As I said, some of them I haven't had yet time to review, so there is still some content to be released with these ones. And also January is usually a bit more quiet in terms of makeup launches, so I also have no time to try out the rest of the things that you saw but haven't been yet shown on my channel. But comment down below what kind of purchases did you make during November, December, what did you get any makeup gifts during December, and what did you get? I'm always curious to know about that one. If you like this video, push the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell button if you want to get notifications for my future content. You can also find me with the same nickname, Makeup Hedgehog, on Instagram. I hope we can see you soon in another video. Bye bye!